Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of some Building Big with Jerm. In the last episode, we built up this beautiful bridge here. Man, I am absolutely loving how this place is turning out. Just the whole picture, the academy up there on the right with the towers peeking up into the sky, the bridge going, just like fading off into the distance almost. I think this is so sick. I'm loving this area. And it seems like a lot of you guys are as well. The last episode performed really well. Compared to previous episodes, and we gained a lot of new subscribers from that episode. So thank you all for watching. Thank you all for checking out the video and subscribing to the channel if you have. It's greatly appreciated. We actually hit 40,000 subscribers on the channel, which we've been sitting around 37, 38, 39 for quite a while. So that's cool to finally get over that number. Yeah, I absolutely love how this bridge turned out, and we might do some more stuff to it today. We talked about in the last episode, we talked about adding some statues into these turrets over here in the previous episode. This is what we ended up coming up with in the episode, but I don't think I love this. A lot of people suggested that I do some stuff with armor stands, and I think I even requested some suggestions for that last episode. So I got a mod installed. Let me actually grab an armor stand. I got a mod installed that will that'll let us edit the armor stand here, so we can add stuff like arms. We can make it small, we can make it big, make it invisible for some reason. No base plate, no gravity. Honestly, the main thing I wanted to edit is arms, and then we can just move everything around however we want. So that's probably something we'll mess around with at some point. Yeah, I'm not really 100% decided on how I want to, like what kind of poses I want to do yet or anything. I'm kind of thinking, we've been doing quite a bit of resource pack stuff lately. Well, at least I have kind of in the background. And we'll get into some of that a little bit more later in the episode. But I'm kind of thinking maybe we add just like a custom armor texture and a custom helmet texture so that we can just make these look a little bit more like actual statues. Like make armor that looks like it's a stone texture and some kind of face that looks like it's carved out of stone. We may mess around with that later on in this episode. I'm not really sure yet. In today's episode, though, you can see I've done quite a bit of clearing down here. So what I want to do today, we're going to take it a little bit more chill. And I want to spend some time just doing some terraforming. Now, we are actually, I say a little bit more chill, but we're going to build a cathedral today as well. Although it's not very big and it's not going to be super detailed. It's going to be like a ruined cathedral. It's going to be right on top of that hill over there. But I want to get this river. We started this creek a long time ago. I want to get that all filled out. I want to get it connected down to this river. And I want to kind of just like re-terraform this entire river and all the area around it. So you can see I've already cleared out this plateau here, and obviously needs a lot more work. Needs to be covered in moss. And then also we're probably gonna clear out this side as well. Probably not nearly as much as we've done over here, but that's gonna need to be touched up a bit, especially at least down that direction. So definitely gonna be a lot of grindy work, but the concept of the build is gonna be pretty chill today. No massive new crazy detailed structure. Just gonna be doing some terraforming. And I got some really cool ideas for what we can add in here, but we'll get into that later on in the episode. There's a few things I want to do first, and the first thing I want to do is I want to come back over to this door that we made in the last episode leading into the iron farm, and we're gonna make a few changes here because one of our community members goes by Spam Apricot or the Egg in some places. He designed me a actual working door for this, and we're gonna tear this all out. We're gonna swap it out. All right, the whole thing is built up now. And obviously I had to change out some blocks. We had to swap out the glazed terracotta because those blocks don't stick to the sticky or the slime blocks. But let's go ahead and check this thing out. Rather than using this lever now, we are just going to be using this button that's right down here, I think. So let's press this. And there we go. It opens up. Now, unfortunately, we do have this big beam down the middle. I might try to play around with getting that to be pulled back as well. I'm not too sure. I don't love it. But at the same time, it's not a huge deal for me. Also, I mean, if we do that, we'll have to move the button, but that's not a huge deal. But I think that is so sick. I absolutely love that. Press the button on the inside and it closes back up. Still have that lighting glitch, by the way, from last episode, unfortunately. But yeah, I absolutely love this. This is so much cooler than just pulling back this little wall here and then walking through. This, I love this. I think this is so cool. And there we go, closed it back up again. So that is awesome. But okay, what I want to do now is something that I've been waiting to do for a very, very long time. We're going to head back out to the White Falls Castle and we are going to get ourselves a brand new horse. All right, we are back out here at the White Falls Castle. Man, I absolutely love this place. This is, I mean, easily one of my favorite areas in the world. I love it. I love it so much. It's, if you guys don't know, actually, probably a lot of you don't know because we got a lot of new viewers recently. This is the oldest area, the oldest kingdom in my entire world. Started working on this at the very tail end of 2014, I believe. So very close to 10 years, which is crazy. And there's a lot of pretty dated stuff, but honestly, a lot of it holds up pretty well. We just recently did kind of a, well, started kind of an overhaul on the castle. We need to get this finished before we hit the 10-year anniversary mark, though. The 10-year anniversary of this entire series, that is in September, I believe September 3rd. So I think probably sometime this summer, we'll probably come back and do one final pass over this entire kingdom and call it finished. Or this castle, I should say. This kingdom is a much larger area than just the castle. But yeah, we got to get this place finished at some point. But that's not what we're working on today. Today, so obviously you can see I've got a lot of horses around here. I have been breeding up horses like crazy in this area. And this isn't even all of them. I've moved a lot of them over to our little horse ranch that we got over there just outside of the castle area. But I've been breeding up a lot of horses here because I want to get the fastest horse possible in the game. As a lot of you know, I have a just massive, absolutely massive world right now, and I want to be able to traverse it quickly and not just with wings. I would love, if we could get a super fast horse, I would love to be able to travel the world with that horse and not even have to use the wings. Because I feel like traveling with a horse just creates such a much more immersive feeling when you're traveling throughout the world. If you're just flying over, you're not really experiencing the world as much as you are actually walking through it. So if we can get a fast horse, like the fastest horse possible, I think that would be a really good way to go. Obviously, not all of our traveling would be by horse, but I think doing some of it by horse would be pretty cool. But we've gotten to a point where I'm pretty close to the max speed. The horse speed, this horse's speed is 13.857. The max horse speed is 14.25. So we're getting pretty close to that point here. This horse here, this one is 13.880. This is the fastest horse I've ever gotten in this world. So I'm working on breeding these two here together because these are the two fastest horses I have currently. So actually, let's just go ahead. Let's breed them up right now. And let's see what we get. Ooh, an all black one. That would be cool. That would be cool to have. Just totally black, no spots on it at all. Let's go ahead and grab some hay bales though, and let's see what this horse's speed is. But yeah, so I think that's what we're going to be doing here for a little bit. I just want to spend some time breeding up some horses. Before we get back to the build, I just want to chill, breed up some horses, try to get something really good. And then we can get back to the build a little bit later. But let's see what speed this horse is. Okay, we got it tamed. Let's go ahead and put down get a saddle. Boom. All right, let's feel it first. See how fast it feels. I don't know. I don't think it's as fast as the fastest one. Let's see. Oh, just barely. 881. And that one's 880. The one with the gold horse armor. Wow. That's crazy. Just barely. Okay, you horse, you're gone. You're out of here. Sorry, but you have been eliminated. Actually, what is the speed again? 857. That's pretty crazy. Okay. Let me go ahead and grab your saddle. You will be put away forever. We'll probably end up breeding up a lot of these again in the future, a lot of these other ones. But for now, these are our 2 horses. So I gotta wait a little bit before I can breed them again. So I'm probably gonna spend some time gathering some wheat. But yeah, I'm just gonna spend a little bit of time doing this, and we'll come back in a little bit once I've got some good progress. Okay, this is crazy. I bred one more horse, that full black horse over there. And then I got this one. Can I sleep, please? This is actually crazy. Okay. This horse, let's actually ride it. I haven't ridden it yet. I just bred this horse up, grew it up, and tamed it, and checked. The speed is 14.224. That's crazy. Okay. We can definitely get there though. Do I keep breeding? You know what? Might as well keep breeding. I mean, at this point, I'm so close to getting there. I can breed for horse jump later, but for right now, this is what we're gonna do. So you are the one. Let's unhook this guy. We'll put him off to the side. We'll put him in here maybe, because this is still a really, really good horse. But I don't want to get it mixed up with the other ones. So there we go. Let's do that. Let's take the armor and the saddle, and let's go ahead and I guess I'm gonna breed up these 2 guys next chance I get. All right. So unfortunately, I haven't been able to get a faster horse. I've been at this for about another half hour, and the fastest one we got is still the 14.224. Although I have been able to get another 14.118. So I'm just gonna keep breeding these 2 together at some point, and we'll just go from there. But I think for now, I'm gonna go ahead and take this horse. And we're gonna head back to the Magic Academy. And actually, I want to time it. We're right outside the White Falls Castle now. Let's go ahead and hit start on my stopwatch, and we're gonna time it, the run all the way back to the Magic Academy. I'm not gonna keep you with me the whole time, but I'm gonna time it, and I'll let you know what it is when we get back there. All right, we're coming into the area now, and we just hit 2 minutes. A 2-minute run from the White Falls Castle to here. That's not bad at all. Now, I would time it all the way to the top, but I don't have a bridge going over this river here leading me into the terrain yet. So I can't really do that efficiently. But 2 minutes, that's really not that bad at all. I would imagine it's probably about maybe just over 3 minutes to get all the way up to the top of the mountain. So that's really not that bad at all. But okay, so what are we gonna name this guy? First of all, I would like to put on some horse armor onto him. And don't worry, this is gonna be, this is a pretty nice looking horse without the horse armor, just full black. I do really, really like the look of this guy, but as you guys know, I've been doing some texture pack stuff recently, and I've gone ahead and I made a custom horse texture just for this area. And I think you guys are really gonna like this. A few of you have already seen it if you're in the Discord, and I might have shown it on stream. I'm not positive on that. And this, along with everything else we've done in this area, this is very inspired by Elden Ring. And there we go. There is our horse for this area. No eye on this side. It's covered by hair. There's his eye. But I absolutely love how this texture and model turned out. I think this is so, so sick. If you don't know what Torrent is or what this is supposed to be, this is based on the like horse type thing, like the mount that you have in Elden Ring. And I thought it would be fitting. I thought it'd be really fitting to go ahead and remake this in Minecraft for this area. So yeah, I absolutely love this guy. He's got the saddlebags on the side, the bedroll on top, the blanket underneath the saddle. I think this guy turned out so, so sick. I love him. But yeah, now I can finally throw away my elytra, and we can just take our horse, ride it off into the distance. But okay, now that we got this done, let's go ahead and let's get back to work on today's project. All right, we are back and we got some pretty good progress here. I was about to say we are done, but we are far from done. We got some pretty good progress here. We got the riverbed in, and we got it all blended into the hill over here, and I think it's looking really, really nice. I did decide to stop here though, because I think I'm gonna hold off and split this episode into two. I think we're gonna do this side of the landscaping in the next episode, and we'll just focus on some of this side and getting in the cathedral up here for today. But I absolutely love how this area has turned out so far. We have a really, really nice view, especially once we get the new cliff in here and a bunch of trees on either side of this valley here. This is going to be a really, really cool view, just kind of almost like framing out the academy up here. It's going to be really, really nice, I think. And the way I did this transition, I think, is pretty interesting too. Between the moss and the mud, I did a gradient of the rooted mud, jungle wood, green terracotta, green concrete, and then then the moss, and then a mixture of moss and grass beyond that. And I think it looks really, really nice. And I tried to keep the mud to only like the flatter, lower spots. Because I feel like that's just a little bit more of a realistic look for this area, and I think it looks nice. Now on that side, it is going to be kind of going up the mountain a little bit, but I think that's about as high as we're going to go with it. So it's not huge. It's not too big of a deal. But yeah, man, I absolutely love how this place is turning out so far. And once we get all the foliage and everything else in here, it's going to be even nicer. Now what I want to do is I want to come up here and I want to start working on this build here. So like I mentioned earlier, this is going to be a big church, or like a small cathedral, kind of mimicking the style that we've been doing up there, but it's all going to be in ruins and overgrown. And I think it's going to be really, really cool. So let me just go ahead. I already got all my materials over here ready. So let me go ahead and get this thing built up, and we'll come back once we got a little bit of progress done. And there it is, looking fantastic, if I do say so myself. It's not entirely finished yet. We still have some foliage to add and a couple more details to add, but I think this build has turned out really, really nice so far. I'm loving it. So like I mentioned earlier, it's kind of in ruins. We got some holes in the wall, some holes in the ceiling. Let's actually go inside. It's all pretty rough around the edges. We got mycelium growing in here even. Yeah, you can see the roof is caved in. There's a hole on this side, massive hole on this side, broken windows. Yeah, I think this is a really, really cool look. I am really loving this. And especially this view right here, this view of this tower here, I think is so cool looking. Just this hole in the wall that's kind of framing this view of the tower. I really, really like this. I had to take a screenshot of it too. But one thing I want to do in here is I want to kind of make this look like somebody has set up a campsite in here. And I'm going to do that by putting a hay bale there. And we're going to put a campfire right there. And the reason I did the hay bale is because that will extend the smoke that comes up. It won't quite make it out of the roof, unfortunately. That was kind of my hope with that. But it still looks really cool, I think, going all the way up almost to the very top of the ceiling. And yeah, I'm really, really liking how this place has turned out so far. But like I said, we're not done yet. We got to add some foliage. We got to add a few more details in here. And then I want to add actually a statue right up there. So let's actually go ahead and do that really quick. And we'll be back in a second. Okay, we are about done. I've added a bunch of foliage, but we're not even done yet with the foliage. I want to go get some more vines We have a swamp right over there, so I'm gonna head down there in a minute and grab that. But check this out. I absolutely love how this area is turning out so far. Oh, I forgot. Okay, there's one more thing I forgot that we'll have to do in a second. But I do want to come over here and I want to put a couple of pots. So I think we'll put a pot there, and I want to put a dead bush in there. Maybe another one here, and then I want to get one more, or not one more. I want to get one of these pots, these decorated pots, and put that in here. Now, I don't know if we really have anything that fits the vibe here, like this moss farm vibe. So we'll grab a creeper one, and then maybe the tree. That fits a little better than the rest of these. So let's do 2 bricks, tree, creeper, and we'll put that right there. And I think we'll stick a pot on top of that too. And man, I so love these new pots. I mean, I know they're not very new at this point. They're a couple years old, but I love them so much. They're so cool. I went ahead and I got the ceiling details in here. They're pretty broken up, but got some really cool details in here, like the copper staining the wall. Or maybe these are made of iron and this is just rust. I don't know. Got to use your imagination a little bit there. But we got the statue up there of the god of nature. I forget the name that we went with for that god, but I think it's pretty cool. Oh, we can also remove these torches now, I believe. Yeah, this should all be entirely safe. If you don't know, this is a mod. This is from the mini HUD mod. It shows all the light levels. So there we go. We got that. Got our pots we added here. We got some flipped over tables. I thought that was a pretty cool little detail. Because we got the table that's right side up over here. So I figured maybe this one just got flipped over at some point. And it's just sitting there on the ground. Like I said, lots and lots of overgrown areas. We got just a big pile of chests over here. Maybe some scaffolding or something. Like I said, I wanted to make it look like this area is kind of lived in. Little maybe a bench or a chair or like a bed to sit next to the fire. Tree growing out over here. Do we need... It's a little weird that there's a moss block there, huh? Let's put a vine there. Maybe that's what I intended to do. I don't know. But if we come downstairs or down the ladder, this is where we access our moss farm. And wow, we got quite a bit. Oh my gosh. This is filled with bone meal too. Wow. I didn't know that. Okay, give me that. Wow, that's insane. But yeah, that is it. That's about it. Ooh, the view of the tower. I mean, we got a view of that tower earlier, but that tower there, that is pretty sick. But I think that's gonna do it. I think that's gonna do it for today's episode and for today's build. And I absolutely love this. I love this. It's very simple, very like small compared to everything else we've done in this area, but I think it really turned out really nice. Oh, I almost forgot. One last thing I want to add here is I want to add a copper rod up at the top here. Now, I don't want to do it right side up because I don't want the big like bulb part sticking up and standing out a little bit. So we're gonna do it like that. Hopefully it still works like that. I'm not sure if it does, but I guess we'll find out. And the reason I'm doing that is because we have these clips made out of a lot of wool. So we already had one lightning strike while I was working on this that burned up part of the cliff. So I really don't want that happening again. But yeah, I love how this build turned out. Now what I'm gonna do, we're gonna end the episode off there, but what I'm gonna be doing now on my own is I'm just gonna be adding vines all over this. And I think for a while, honestly, I think we're gonna just let them grow. I'll probably go back through and trim them up later, but this, I just let them grow. And I kind of love how this is looking right now. Next episode, we'll probably get these cliffs worked out and maybe hopefully get some more trees added in here. I know I've been promising that for a while, but it's such a tedious thing to do. I think maybe I'll try to do that on a live stream. That'll be good live stream content, I think. But yeah, that's going to do it. Hopefully you all enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave a like, and I will see you all in the next episode. Goodbye.